Hi, I'm Tom McShay, and I'm here with Logan Rosenstein, the community manager at 505 Games, and we're looking at the Terraria XBLA port that's coming soon.
Correct. Basically, we took the PC version of Terraria that was really famous and people loved it on PC.
Yep.
It did great numbers. It's a relatively young title, but basically it was only on PC, and there was an audience out there that just didn't get their hands on the game. And so with this port, we're putting it on XBLA and PSN. And it is a sandbox 2D environment where you explore different types of worlds and you gather materials and craft items and fight tons of enemy and bosses, and it's a pretty exciting little game.
Okay, do you want to just start it up and we'll just go through it, I guess. So
sounds good. And this world I created it's pretty extensive, and it's the small world. So there's a couple levels above it. So when you see how interesting it is.
The PC version had what, small, medium, and large worlds? Mm-hmm. So that's continuing with this?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's continuing. So I picked the small world for this one. So we're
small
gonna go
world is pretty much ideal for single player.
Exactly.
Is this game does it still have multiplayer?
Yes. What's unique for this one is we're gonna have split screen.
Oh.
So you can have 4 players on one console. It has to be an HD TV, just because there's there's some fine movements and some text you should read, and you just can't get that content on a standard definition. So it's going to look good on HD, and it does. We've played it quite a bit, and the benefit is you can play local and you can play online. So you got 4-player split screen and you've got 8-player online.
Okay.
So with the online, you can have a massive world, build massive fortresses and houses, and just play with your friends and dig with your friends. Or you can turn on versus mode, fight each other in any environment you make, or you can work together to go defeat a boss.
Cool. So are we going to go to Brave New World?
We're going to go to a Brave New World. And we're not going to play online. We're not going to... You can set it to invite only. That's all your online features, but we're just going to load the game.
So you said split screen. Does it have like the thing where it merges into non-split screen when you're close, or is it always split screen?
It's always split screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering if it was like Toe Jam and Earl style.
No. It's all split screen.
Okay.
And the good thing though is with that split screen.
Look at this house.
Yeah, this is my house.
You have a red furnace.
I have a red furnace, and I've got quite a bit of stuff. I've got a trophy room. I've got a bedroom with some Christmas lights.
So you had to build this all with your own 2 hands.
Correct. So you chop down a lot of trees. You dig up a lot of material, and you just start crafting. So I've got some residents here, some merchants, and
a little bit of
healers.
Rocket boots.
Exactly. So my rocket boots will take me up there.
That is pretty crazy.
So here is the crafting. So it's pretty natural. You go to the inventory. You've got the crafting like we did for the torches, and in the crafting you've got different types of potions and items and building materials and tools, and I'm not really carrying that much ingredients, so I can't really do too much right now. But that just gives you an idea. You've got those, like got the furnace and the anvil, and so as your character progresses, you start with almost nothing, and you gather the materials, you build the experience, and then you essentially
you built an empire. How long did this take you?
Too long. No, I played a lot. This is just one of my worlds. I've got a couple other ones.
This is crazy.
But I played PC and then I played the console. So this is just the console version.
Okay. Are there any bosses left? Did you kill them all already?
I actually left a lot of the bosses.
Okay.
So we can actually play with those a little bit if we want.
Cool.
And this is the automatic mode. You go to a door, you just press B and it'll open the door for you and close it. And then what we can do is switch to manual, and this is what I want to show you. This is the main concern that a lot of people had. They didn't think you would get the fine control that you had in PC. And I actually find that you have a lot of fine control. You just click in on the right stick and you have full manual movement, and you can select individual things. I'll switch my axe so you can see. But that yellow square is exactly what I'm doing, what I'm aiming at. And you can switch between that and the auto mode just by pushing in on the right stick. And that comes into play when you're digging, especially, and opening doors and all that kind of stuff. I also built a little garden down here, you can see.
Oh my god. So I spent many hours making a elevator, which was just a hole that fell down to hell.
You know what? I will show you something right now. It's not a elevator, but it is a tunnel to hell. And I also marked it, so this is the way to hell. And I kind of felt like doing another one, so I'll switch to manual. Yeah, just because I felt like it. You do a lot of customizing. I lined it with torches so we can find our way down.
Oh, that is so great.
But
hell's far away.
It is really far away, and
it's far.
Far away.
Hell is, For some people, it's closer than others. So basically, a new feature that we have is we have the world map. So you can press select, and it's going to load here, and we'll show people how far away it is to hell. So this is our world. So that's my house. I've got some different icons for the different characters. That's me, the head kind of bobbing there.
Yeah.
So that tunnel right here that I built to hell goes all the way down to hell.
Oh my god.
So this is just what's directly underneath the house.
And this is the small map. I love it.
This is the small map, and that's just straight up and down. I mean, we can go left and right just to show you the length of these maps. There's the dungeon, there's the ocean, and it goes both ways. There's obviously the black sections are places I've never explored.
Yeah.
And it's extensive. So there's the jungle. And so this is actually really handy in multiplayer. And you can see you've got some multiplayer tools on the left there. The host of the game can switch it between player versus player, switch it from versus to co-op. You've got assigning teams, and then it's going to show your characters there on the left. And it's cool because if you get separated, it'll tell you where your friends are, so you can go find them. So we'll get out of there. Wow. And, as you saw on that map, I have a little floating world right next to my house that I found.
So do you want to go to a boss so we can see some high-end combat?
Let's see.
Look at this. This is crazy.
Let's go to hell first.
Oh,
I will show you a big boss down there. And then once it switches to nighttime, I will spawn another one. So we're going to go down to the tunnel, and bear with me, it's going to be a while, all the way down to hell. Fell a little too far, wounded myself. So I line this with torches just to remember the way, because sometimes if you just dig straight down, you're going to run into other chasms. There's tons of different places to run into. Ran into some water.
Yeah, my trick was, because when I made my elevator, it was just like 5 across or something, straight down, and then there was a pool of water at the bottom, so I didn't die.
Exactly.
But it was like a 2-minute fall.
Yeah.
Just going straight down without any.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So on the way down, I'll stop somewhere and I'll show you real quick how the controls work with digging. Actually, I can do that probably.
So for people who might not understand, like this was all. There was stuff here. There was gold, and there was dirt, and there was copper, and you have to dig all this out.
You can see right here, down here, this section, this is all copper. So you dig down to gather those ores to build different items. So this is obviously manual mode. I can select individual boxes that I want to mine. Yeah. And then I can switch to automatic mode and just pick a direction, and it's going to start selecting. My inventory's full, so it's already grabbing these.
Yeah. Actually, you don't want the stone blocks anymore.
No. Let's get rid of some acorns so it'll collect it. There we go. So we're just going to start digging, and it's going to pick the cells that are closest that make the most sense. You can dig down a little bit, and it's going to go in that general direction. You can go this way. It's very natural, and I find that I end up digging a lot faster this way.
Yeah, I could see, because it's almost the best of both worlds, because you were still able to get that copper that you wanted without any of that other nonsense. But then when you want to dig a tunnel, that actually seems pretty convenient.
Exactly. So you can see as you get down, there's some enemy. Let's just my sword.
Oh my lord! You have a giant fiery greatsword.
That's the least of it. You want to see a flamethrower?
Oh my lord! This is ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a lot of weapons, and there's several hundred items you can do in this game, including some of the new stuff that we have. Some of the new content includes armor and weapons, and a lot of new enemies and things like that. Wow. Every character can pick what works best for them. I have a mega shark gun that shoots. There we go. I'll just kill that bat. I've got the flamethrower, and I've got the sword, and I like the sword when it's up close. It's easy. So we'll just keep going down to hell. We're still on our way. So we're the little glow world. That's right. Fight some black slime, a mother slime.
Yeah, it's funny, when you first start this game, you fear death all the time, and it happens all the time, and then after a while you're just like,
Exactly.
You get strong.
So we're getting close. You can see the lava. Another thing about dying is there's the different modes. So there's easy to hard, and so the normal mode, when you die, you lose your coins. You keep all your inventory, but you lose your coins.
That's what it was by default on the PC.
Exactly. And the next level up is you lose your items, but you can respawn and then go collect them from the
Dark
death
Souls
site.
style.
And then the hard mode is when your character dies, the character dies. So you lose all your inventory, you start a new character from scratch.
So
I'm not that brave.
So the easiest mode is just the coins then?
Correct. That's what I've got on right now. It's just because I don't want to lose my stuff. I like my stuff.
Yeah. So it's all your inventory, or it's like...
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything that's in this right
oh my
here
God,
drops.
Though for people who don't, you can build like chests and to store stuff in, so
Correct.
you don't have to carry your worldly possessions.
Yep.
Oh my God.
There's a bone serpent.
This is...
So in my house, I had probably a good 4 or 5 chests that I stacked with stuff to kill that bone serpent. So now that we're in hell, actually, let's go a little bit lower. Let's drop down into this elevator I built. So we are gonna spawn one of the end bosses just because.
Just because.
So okay. So just below me, there's a massive pile of lava. Just because I know I don't want to show you because if I jump down, I'll land in it. But what we're gonna do is this voodoo doll, I'm gonna throw in the fire. And if all goes well, that will spawn the wall of flesh.
Ooh, that is a boss I don't know.
And get ready for it. There it is.
Oh my God.
Get my sword out.
So is this...
So it fights you, it grabs you, and I fell in the lava. So these are really hard to beat, and it's throwing me around. And it killed me. So
that looked tough.
It's really tough. This is one of the main end bosses.
Yeah.
And because of that, that's where the multiplayer comes in handy.
Yeah,
you have
co-op
friends.
help.
Yeah, you get some friends to help you out with that one.
Yeah, because when I played the game before some of the patches. So there's 3 bosses, I believe. There's a guy in the dungeons. Mm-hmm. There's a guy in the corrupted land, and there's like someone else.
We do have a new one.
Okay. So that was a new one that I hadn't seen before.
No, that was in the other one.
That was in the original version?
So there is a new end boss that's different than that one.
Okay.
So just to show you, I built this one on that goes all the way up to space. We're not gonna, we don't need to, gravity's reduced and you kind of float around, but
that's pretty cool.
We'll go to this floating island because it's almost nighttime. I'll let you kind of mess around the island so you can see the controls.
Okay.
And then once nighttime comes about, we will spawn a giant eyeball.
Oh no.
So
this sounds like I'm gonna die for sure. Okay.
So you're in auto mode. You can use the joysticks to move around. It's pretty natural. Chop down a few trees, do whatever you want.
I can totally chop down a tree.
And since we killed one of the bosses, it spawned a new guide. So he's gonna show up at my house.
Oh. Wait, is that who you sacrificed? Was it the guide?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, we were in hell. It's acceptable in that environment. So this is obviously a floating world. If you want to actually hit select for a second, you can see that this actually isn't, you're on the top right there. You're not even connected to the ground. So be careful not to fall off. This chest here, you can see that you can grab these different items. There's horseshoes, gold bricks, there's looks like some health potion, I think, and some glass bottles.
So how do I take it all?
Let's see. There you go. Press A.
But I don't know if I have any space actually.
Oh yeah, we're full. It's okay. We can leave it. We don't need it.
Okay.
There's some gold there to dig. Why don't you go ahead and mine that if you want? So just hold the right trigger.
Oh, I have to go like this to get like the specific.
See, that's the manual mode, yeah.
Okay.
And if you want to, our inventory's full, so it's not going to pick them up.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to see what it was. It's a little better than I thought it would be because it's like, mouse versus stick. It's always like the big question.
Exactly, and it depends on what you're trying to do. So for that one, you're getting specific ones, and if you weren't trying to get specific ores and you're just trying to go in a general direction, then the automatic really comes in handy.
This.
Exactly.
Okay. I totally got this. I've mastered the 360 version.
So I mean, the controls are pretty easy to use, and it's pretty natural. We got a lot of stuff littered around. You're carrying around too much, man.
Yeah, I should just. I don't know how to get. I don't know what the inventory button is.
You're fine. You press Y. See, at the bottom of the left of the screen, it tells you all the buttons, so you should be able to get.
So like something like this.
Yeah, you press X, just trash it.
I wouldn't need.
Yeah.
Cactus?
Yeah, I chopped down some cactus in the desert earlier today.
There's just so much stuff.
So there you go, and it should pick up all the other stuff. So it's almost nighttime, so you should probably start panicking.
Is it gonna just automatically spawn?
No, what we're gonna do is you gotta consume something to make it spawn. So why don't you go back to the inventory?
Okay.
So press Y, and then you see that eyeball with the 20? So
nope. Where is it?
Go left one more. There you go.
Oh, there it is.
So press A. Go up one. Press A. There you go. So to press B. So you just place that in your inventory there. So when it's fully nighttime, it's not quite yet, you're just going to pull the trigger and consume one of those, and that's going to spawn the enemy. So as soon as you do that, it's going to warn you, and you got to switch to a weapon to fight it. So be prepared. So you got your sword, you got your flamethrower.
I'm a little terrified.
Yeah.
Can I do it now?
It probably won't go yet. It's not quite nighttime.
Oh.
It's dusk.
Ah, dusk.
So it's almost there though.
Okay, I can do this. I can totally do this.
So since it's nighttime, it's going to get really dark. So that potion on the far right in your inventory, with the bumper, it's shine potion. So just consume one of those with the trigger. And it's going to make your character glow. So if you go over to the trees, you'll see it. It just lights the local area.
Cool.
That way you don't have to do a ton of torches.
Okay.
Go ahead and try it and see. Oh, not quite nighttime yet. Almost there. But that's just to show you, there's tons of different bosses that spawn in certain situations. So there's, some only come out at night, some only come out in desert, some only come out in the ocean. It depends on what you're doing.
There's an ocean boss?
Well, there's some ocean enemy. Let's just say that. There you go.
Oh,
so you just woke him, so switch here.
This is probably a bad idea.
If you're using the gun, it's usually good to switch to manual mode, but there you go.
He's nothing. He's just an eye.
Oh, he's not the wall of flesh. I picked the hard one to start with.
Oh no! Oh no!
Don't use all your rocket boots. You're gonna die when you hit the ground.
No! That is the worst way to die. Oh no! I was totally doing good too. I was shooting him and everything. Well, that might actually be a good place for us to stop.
Sounds good.
God, that's embarrassing. I really wanted to just kill him while I was playing. So, okay, so it's coming out for the Xbox Live Arcade.
Correct.
And the PlayStation Network.
Correct.
Do we have a release date?
We are looking at end of February, early March right now.
Ah, it's really soon.
Really soon.
So really soon. Was it $15?
We believe it's at $14.99.
It is $14.99.
Yes.
Okay, so that's.
So that will be. Let me pull this out here real quick. That will be 1,200 Microsoft points and $14.99 on PSN.
Okay, so that sounds really good. Thank you very much for showing us this. Well, this game's gonna be pretty awesome.
My pleasure.
Yes. Okay.